Hello, it's Anya. Welcome to the channel. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the free-to-play account. The last time we looked at this account was probably before the GH downturn, so a lot has changed since then. We've made a lot of T5, but you'll find out all about it in a moment. You'll see what's on this account. Before we go any further, I remind you to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you appreciate this content more, you can become a supporter of this channel, for which I thank you in advance. And without further ado, let's start with the number of days on the account. I think that's pretty basic. We have 1,117 consecutive days of logins on the account, so it's been a while. VIP membership level 14 is level 900,000. We're 100,000 short of level 15. I really didn't think I'd get to level 15. I really only cared about level 14 so I could earn 2 tokens per day. I hadn't thought about level 15, but I think level 15 will also be very useful for us. Additional march speed, more healing. It will definitely help us in combat, so I'm also looking forward to that, but it's not our main goal. As you can see, you can fight and have fun even at level 14. As for buildings and research, everything is finished. Everything is at maximum level. I have some units in the hospital. Let's move on to units. I have 400,000 T4 archers in the hospital. I have some T3 units. Because the unit exchange event is coming up, you can train 300,000 units of each tier into any unit type you choose. I plan to train all of these into infantry units, so I'm a bit short on infantry here. And we'll definitely try to fix that during the unit exchange event. So I'll definitely get some more T3. We'll get some more T4 to exchange all of that for infantry. So that's how it looks. But when it comes to specific numbers, like how many units we have, it looks like this. Regarding T4 units, I've already added the T3s here, so that's the total. In total, I have almost 3 million T4 units, 2,900,000. As for T5 units, we have 5,150,000, almost 160,000, so you can round it up to 5,200,000 T5 units on the free-to-play account. Here's an additional graph I'm making. And you can see that the power grew relatively slowly. There was a spike after a few months of playing, so I think we got those 4s. That was the first major jump. Then things calmed down. I started saving everything. And here's the big boom. Yes, we trained T4 units to become T5 units. We unlocked T5 units. And now we're sitting on about 120 million. And honestly, I'm only halfway through my daily healing. Yes, because I'm healing about 1 million per day on the KVK map. We're halfway there, but I think the game is really just getting started at 120 million. You can play, you can fight, and those units don't run out quickly. Yes, of course, it would be great to have 2 million per day, but we'll get there in time. As you can see, I'm slowly gathering units for the next Greased Heights. Let's move on to the rankings and see what it looks like on Kingdom 22, on Server 22, which is my power level. My free-to-play account is 29th in power, so I'd say it's quite high. We've really caught up with a lot of people with this, so we've slowly climbed up the ranks. In terms of merit, it looks pretty good. Like I said, you can already compete with that kind of power. Let's take a look at more information. This is really interesting. The highest historical power is currently almost 122 million. Overall, we have around 123 million once we heal everything, so a really nice power level. Buildings are maxed out, technology is maxed out, and our legion's power is 63 million, so that threshold is slowly being raised. And, as we know, on a free-to-play account, hero power will be low. And here, we only have 7,850,000. Regarding healed units, having D5 units really makes it easier to maintain a positive kill rate, but as I said, you shouldn't focus on your kill rate, i.e., the ratio of units killed to healed. Because really, if someone plays primarily infantry, they'll have lower stats. I used infantry a lot, as you know, but my infantry is still weak. I'm just starting to build my own, so you know, we'll see in G5. Yes, I'm waiting for G5 to decide whether we're building our own kill rate or maybe creating new infantry. So, we'll decide on that as well, or maybe we'll make a new crew and new infantry, because I see a tendency for infantry to be in the lead. Yes, infantry will be in the lead. You don't have to worry about them. You send infantry forward and the credits will automatically be added to your account. What's very important, though, is that we've surpassed 1 billion units killed. I don't even know when. We definitely have some donkeys killed here, because I always help finish the donkeys on their mission, so you know. In any case, we've surpassed 1 billion. As for other stats that might interest us, maybe collected mana. Here we have 6,270,000,000 and 177,000 gems collected. So we're still collecting gems. Oh, and speaking of gems, there are currently 241,000 gems. Sure, I have the title of king, so those gems are coming in somehow, but as for this account, I didn't use those gems for the title of king, because those aren't all the gems for the title of king. I've had the king title for about 5 months, so I haven't collected 240,000 from it yet, so everything we have on this account is without the king title, so it's 100% free to play. Anyone could achieve that. I'm still free to play, except I have the king title, but everything on this account is without the king title, because we're still saving up all those gems for the king title. So we still have a surplus here. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's go to the backpack and see what we have here. We have 93 migration permits. The token count has definitely increased, as has the star count, because we've built a cavalry. Yes, we built a cavalry for the KVK that was there, the one we played. I think the cavalry has paid me back, so I'm really happy. My only regret is that I invested a lot of gems, a lot of tokens. Sorry, to the archers. As you can see, I've been saying for 2 years now that archers are very weak. Unfortunately, everyone ignored me. People are slowly realizing that archers are weak, but I think it's a little too late. I think if anyone wants to play ranged units, it's the same as it was before, and the same as it is now. Just use mages. Sure, archers are good in some situations, but those situations are very, very few on the map. What you can do with archers, you can do with mages. So the question of which unit is better is up to everyone. But what do we have more of here? Stars, tokens, have you seen it? Regarding the number of boosts, I'm curious to see what I have here. We currently have 470 days of boosts and training combined, right? Because we'll also use universal boosts for overtraining, so we're slowly building up to new heights of power. As for resources, we had a few of those during the downtime. I also used a bit of mana on KVK, so that's how the resources look. 2,100,000,000 gold, 2,600,000,000 lumber, 1,200,000,000 ore. And I have 530 million mana. So, we'll slowly save up here too. I don't have to save up now. Yes, I can still use it, but as we approach the next heights of power, we'll need to set aside some mana for unit training. Regarding artifacts, because this is definitely an interesting point, all these artifacts are achievable in the free-to-play account. As I said, none of the gems for the king title were used to achieve additional artifacts or heroes, so everything you see here is achievable in the free-to-play account. So, let's take a look at these artifacts, what they look like. For the marksman, we have 3 artifacts. I think they're pretty cool. 4 shadow blades, a Kamasi heart, a rattle spear, and a gold crest. I use these 4 artifacts in my marksman legions. Oh no, there's also the crossbow, of course, so we have 5 legendary artifacts for archers. That's perfectly enough for me. As for cavalry units, it's pretty good here too. Sometimes I use infantry, so we have a level 5 feather. Sometimes I also use a mask, level 5. Level 5 wolf whole horn. Level 4 blink. Level 4 Kingslayer. Level 4 Lunaris. Level 3 Sorland Blade. And those are the main artifacts I use. Now we have a new artifact, Winter's Edge, which we'll slowly build up because the new pair of cavalry is really cool and I like it. And here are the rest of the artifacts, which I rarely use. We only have 1 infantry artifact, which I use, but I use 1 infantry legion, so I get those infantry merits as well, but a Torquest or shield would definitely be useful for this account. There's another artifact I use, Blink, but you know, some kind of shield. I like shields, I'm a real shield fan, and I think we'll be making shields in general on this account as well. So, you've already met the artifacts. Let's quickly go through the heroes. The heroes are as follows. I only have Nicodemus, Cindrion, and Indus awakened, and there's also Kanara, so we have 4 awakened heroes in total. And the 5th awakened hero here will be Agnar. I plan to awaken Agnar as well, so Agnar will be the 5th awakened hero on our account. The rest of the heroes are as follows. Magrat 5551, Nea 5551, Fulgrim 5215, Gors 5551, Arundel. Freya will also be 551, and Indus is awakened. Theodore 5, it'll also be 511 here, Urok 5241, Emrys LSY 5551. Skogul is exclusively for charge on my account. I think he's a mega tactical hero and everyone should have it too, even at this level, 5111. Skogul's charge is invaluable in many situations. You've seen Agnar will be awakened, Kanara will be awakened, Sybil will be there. Maybe we'll make Sybil 5115. I'd aim for something like that. We'll see. Frgar 5551, Zada 5155. Baxi is slowly being made from crates. Tiha is slowly being made from crates. And the rest of the heroes are practically untouched. Yes. That's what the rest of the heroes look like. As I said, we'll see what happens with Kuma. We'll probably make him, because I doubt the G5 infantry is as broken as Kuma, but who knows? We'll probably make Kuma on this account anyway. So after Agnar, there'll be time for Kuma, but I'll also say we're waiting for the G5 infantry and we'll see what the G5 infantry has to offer. We've got the artifacts and heroes, so it's time for a pet. We have 15,000 exchange coins, so we're slowly saving up. We'll see what we do. For now, my pets look like this. The yellow manticore is pretty well made, I'd say. It's also doing quite well in rally. Of course, if I had all these skills at level 3, it would be better. It's not some meta pet for rally or garrison, but it really does quite well. With what I have, it's my best rally pet. We'll probably change this skill to a seasonal one, since I don't have anything to do with these ambers anyway, so it'll probably be a 3-star talent, a 3-star skill. We'll bump it up to 2 stars, and the rest of these skills will be 2 stars. We'll see, I'm planning something like that. As for my cavalry pets, I also use a yellow manticore in my cavalry legions. And I have 4 red manticores, which serve as a source of extra damage, right? That's what my cavalry manticores look like. We also use these skills, 2 of which, at 3 stars, can grant us up to 10% critical strike chance when our heroes use hero skills. So, out of 10 heroes, if we have 10%, one should always critically strike on average. So I think that's a pretty good result. But for now, we're making 2-star talents and making those skills 2-star. So that's how it works for cavalry. As for ranged characters, I'd say it's also very good. Shadow Manticore, a 3-star talent, a seasonal talent. Here, we're only missing 100, and we'll have 3 stars for Zombie and Claw. And the rest of these skills will be 2-star. A bear, which also runs with my cavalry. It looks like this, as I said. Well, that's our main talent in this case, which does really good damage, so this pet is also serving me well in Cavalry Legions for now. It's a Cindrion pet. It's a very cheap build, but I think it's really great. We'll also get 3 stars for these skills here. I'm just waiting for a good opportunity. And we'll also get 3 stars for Intense Chain Strike. So this pet will be almost entirely 3-star. Yes, cheap, but oh so good, a good build. This pet is there because there's one magic pet. I don't know why I need it, because I haven't been using mages lately anyway, but I haven't been using archers lately either, so who knows? Maybe it'll be time to switch to cavalry and infantry. Who knows? The game is unfortunately forcing us to switch to cavalry and infantry, so we'll see how it goes, but that's how I see it. For now, this pet is useless. Here we have one infantry pet. A basic, very cheap build. Of course, advanced counterattacks are a must-have on every infantry pet for open field. So you have to play these 2 skills on your infantry pets for open field. And I also have 2 sand lizards, which are quite well made. The next pet I'll probably be making will probably be another poisonous lizard for the infantry legion. Maybe we'll make this one 3-star, but I don't know, we'll see. I definitely plan on making another poisonous lizard. Unless the next infantry pet is really interesting and versatile. So, as I said, for now, I'm waiting for the G5 infantry heroes and the new pet. We'll see if it's worth making them for my account or not. In any case, the second infantry pet would be more of a meta image, not a cheaper one, so we'd make something like that, only, of course, not for rally, but for open field. So we'll definitely replace these 3 skills on the new pet with a deadly bite, a furious roar, and a roar of blood. And I think this build will be 100% sufficient. Maybe we'll finally take a look at the trophies to see what the trophy situation is like. That might be of interest to us. I started playing cavalry and I really like it, so we'll definitely be playing cavalry more. I definitely need to increase my infantry merits. Well, we're not touching mages, and I think we'll slowly move away from archers, because this unit is simply unplayable right now. This unit is currently unplayable. I mean, you can earn merits, of course, but with mages you can do twice as much, better, and at a lower cost in the hospital. So, I fought for archers for a really long time, but everything was ignored, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like archers will come back into favor, even though they were never in favor. So, if a new player asked me what was worth doing, what unit was worth playing, I would definitely tell them infantry was worth playing. And mages, yes. Obviously, it's worth having something to defend up close, and it's worth shooting with something from afar, so these 2 units, in my opinion, still lead the way, and even on a free-to-play account, if I got all my tokens back, I'd have one, maybe even 2 nice infantry marches, even the awakened ones, I'd say. And I'd have 4, maybe 3 marches. Such nice, really nice mage marches, so even on a free-to-play account, it would make sense. But well, we've gone with cavalry here and we've gone with archers, but I think we'll slowly move from archers to infantry, or maybe mages. We'll see, because I also need to shoot with something from afar, so we'll see what the future holds. Anyway, as you saw, I haven't done G5 archers on this account. Ruby isn't even unlocked. Keen is unlocked, but not started. So that's the situation with ranged units. Of course, you can also make a name for yourself with ranged units, but you can do the same thing with mages, and it'll be better and easier. So answer the question for yourselves. What's worth playing? Finally, before I forget how far we are from ideal, this is still a hot topic, I think, for many. Well, we're only halfway there, so I still need 600,000 gems to achieve the desired ideals. You've learned what the free-to-play account offers. You've learned my plans for the future of KVK, for the later stages of the game. So, all that's left for me to do is say goodbye to you. You know what to do. Take care.